feels like 2 now, not like 1. And 3 is also feeling the third presence. He feels the third energy. We're all 20 and combining. It looks like what seems like a hurricane. A tornado. That's divine. Named divine. Hey guys, welcome back. So, welcome back. For those of you that are new, I'm Danny, and I will be doing your twin flame reading. This one is for the last week in February, and the week of the portal, the 27th. Alright? Now, I'm going to be honest, I had this reading recorded, and I may post that because in itself it's so just, well, good. Spirit came through in just the imagery alone, yet the audio didn't work, so I ended up using headphones that didn't work, and it took so much out of me, and I felt really bummed out a lot of that time after that today. But so I took a nap, and a lot of you guys that are crystal children, indigo, blue rays, all these type of people, twin flames, you'll probably take a nap if things get really like daunting in your external realm. Not that you're weak, but like that's just sometimes what happens. Like your inner child will want to take a nap, and I did, and lo and behold, when I woke up, Divine Masculine texted. So it just really confirmed everything in the reading, making me further want to actually go into the spread again. So here we go, and I'm going to try my best, okay? So we started off with these 2 cards. And I might do that. I might flip a few over in front of me so I can see what I saw before. Alright? Okay. So these are the piles. Alright. Okay. Really Divine Masculine lends us a lot of energy too. The more he works on his path, the more even if it's not directly us, it's leading towards what God wants, what God intended, and to be, and what will. So we had first. Alright, get ready for an interesting read. First we had the 3 of Stones and the 7 of Vessels. So look, if you see this closely, someone is escaping almost like sure death. And it may not seem like Divine Masculine is in a bad situation, in a bad position, because of the karmic situation. A lot of Divine Feminine are aware that there is someone else, absolutely the third energy. In some situations could be a person that they're going back and forth to, and they have felt stuck, and it's almost like they were controlled, but it's just a feeling. Alright, study this guy. This guy is also studying you. I'm going to add some new ones in just to make this reading better, because man, that was a good one. Anyway, so someone, and they were leaving something. The princess here, in order to be a princess, look at her dress. It's kind of like princessy. You would have to have stuff. She's leaving a kingdom. He has left what he has created, it seemed. And we have over here the morning card, and there was the creativity card as well. And this is kind of what they need. They're leaving. Why they're leaving is because something is not allowing them to be their true selves, or perhaps even their true self has evolved, and it's important to them now. Something that wasn't before, something that they couldn't nurture in themselves before, and give their inner child what it needed, or that attention, you know, that wasn't there before. And the Page of Wands is young, also Pisces energy. My twin has a Pisces moon, so check their moon signs as well. One thing I like to do when I started dating people once I was awoken is one of the first things I ask is their birthday and all that stuff. Not that I would look every time, but it was important for me to know, you know, at least a certain couple things. So anyway, they're really feeling insecure now about something, possibly a decision they made going back. You know, this portal that happened on the 27th, yesterday, could have really affected them, because it has for us, as divine feminine. See, accepting the song, the melody, the rhythm, the way it is, and understanding that we can't really manipulate that, no matter how bad we want it, or no matter how good the reasons are why we want it. Him, you know, and this is what he admires about you, you continuing your goals through this. Also, I'm getting that divine masculine may have said some things he didn't mean, whether it be he was not controlled by another person, but possibly controlled by fear, his own insecurities. And it says that here, insecurity. Someone who is used to just getting the, you know, biting the big one for someone. No, I'm getting, he sees you but the big one, because you are maturely accepting that whatever he sent you through a message, alright, but whatever that was, he doesn't feel that was the right decision. He's not accepting that correctly, and he still feels that enchantment from you, divine feminine, especially if you've been sending correct, you know, trust and faith. And that reminds me of a vision I had waking up this morning. Divine masculine was on a bridge, a rickety bridge over a very dark, crevicey ravine. Kind of like, alright, the bridge looked like the depiction of Archangel Michael and the guardian angel picture where the children are walking over the bridge and the angels there. That's what it kind of looked like, but more, if you've seen the movie Shrek, where the dragon layers live, they're really gnarly, really pointy, and just very scary, like lava. And so I didn't see any lava in the dream, but there was lots of red, glowing red, like fire and stuff. So what I got from the vision was he was with a bunch of baggage. This divine masculine had a bunch of baggage, and in my mind it said, in my mind I thought he's taking all this baggage because he thought, whether he thought for some reason or another, like, because if he already had it with him or something, that he needed it in order to pass. But now he's realizing that in order to make it himself across safely in one piece, and I mean one piece that's including you, because you guys are one, and it seems like that's the one thing. See, home card. One, remembering that feeling, that one thing that did not make him feel this way. All karmics will make you learn. Your divine feminine, of course, also your twin flame makes you learn, but it doesn't make you feel this way. And that is for him, divine feminine, his divine feminine. Divine masculine, of course, divine feminine's perspective differs, and it may be more hurtful because our nature is the more sensitive. You know, we've seen the enchantment first, so of course it hurts a little further. But it seems that they're accepting this, and like they're starting to see this enchantment and accept that, and giving themselves that swan energy, that mother duck energy, that nurturing energy, to the actual light and being that they deserve to be, to see, that they want to see, that future that they want to see. Since I've already known what's coming ahead in the reading, divine masculine definitely feels the judgment might be cast upon him, or he did cast judgment upon something and decided to leave. He is in between a rock and a hard place, you know, but the morning is not there. Morning. He seems to have done enough study himself of this, that he is leaving, in order to not feel that mourningful energy. So we have the Judgment card here, like I was talking about. Wow, he's beginning to see. And when he sees, remember, these divine masculines are that divine and masculine. So their energy, once they cast this judgment, he might come in as a Knight of Wands, you know, very gallantly, like, well, you never know. But also judgment, he might feel you're the one that he does not want to mess things up with, so he may come softly. Oh, the Empress. See? That's you. Really, everything you do, you create, and your ideas, your feelings, they're all just abundant. And he sees you, he may be seeing like this. Like, what would she judge a guy like me, a young guy like me, and she's just has it all. That Empress energy, that really mothering, nurturing. But we are supposed to be the matriarch, and it is actually the way things work, I believe. And if not really in complete balance, it is more matriarchal to help things and process along. Yeah, see the maker, the the one that helps grow spiritually, and of course the masculine brings their own strength to it. No one is better than the other. But yeah, to recap, that judgment, it could be a judgment call that he felt that he had a lapse of judgment. And when last time I said that in the reading, we had the High Priestess. Alright, let's see. We have the Mother of Cups and the putting us that sword away. But see, we still have one tucked under our foot. So this guy is not completely out of its wits and woe, and, you know, in disparity. He's actually kind of sees like the game 2 steps in front of the game. Like he's saying like, oh, okay, now I thought that's what could have happened. Good. And he knew that that could have happened with whatever he stepped back towards. You know, wow, Ace of Pentacles. He knew that this may be just a fleeting new want that was a reoccurring karmic, and it could just as well leave and make a new want again back to the Divine Feminine, because that's more fitting to his nature. Wow. Alright, let's see what we can get from the rest of these. See, so now being accepting into the burden, and that is leading up towards something, you know, like there's a tornado up there. And there is a poem that I read in the last reading that didn't record audio, but I did it again, the same ritual with the frankincense and myrrh. Alright, it burns black, and it goes up into the, it smells really good. It smells like Catholic Church. I grew up in that. But it just gets you in a really cool trance state. And as the little black pieces were falling and I was reading the smoke, it made me feel like, if any of you guys are aware of the Netflix TV show Stranger Things, that was actually shown by my twin. It's something I've been told by a lot of people for the whole first season, or the first whole 2 seasons, that I should watch it. It's right up my alley. I should watch it. And I never did until my twin, I came over and literally put it on. Alright, so that's just something, what we're into now. We're into a different type of feeling. Think of a fish tank. Dimension I like to teach to people, like I would teach my own kid self, is a fish tank. Alright, when you drop the fish flakes, you could see them go through the float, you know? Well, those little pieces of frankincense, burnt frankincense, somehow would defy the laws of gravity coming down, and it reminded me of like how like they seem suspended in midair but would come down and just float so beautifully. I don't know if anyone's ever experienced that, but frankincense and myrrh, that's really cool. And it was teaching me just more beauty in life, and more, it was very meditative and trance-like. Anyway, so I got a poem out of that, and I'll try to insert that somewhere in this video, if not in another one. But back to Divine Masculine wanting to take this responsibility. They're really feeling that new air about things, no pun intended. So, alright, like, okay, like, this is another thing I saw. They knew something wasn't going to look, or there's a possibility that something could get ugly, but they did an impulse decision. And it could have been also like, just like you, Divine Feminine, when you sent last week or the week before, or ever even, a message, and you were just like, how could I send that? I wasn't planning on sending anything, and you know, that's spirits. Especially, you know, if that was a love message, that that full energy, just like, it could have been just when you woke up like me, like half asleep. That's when spirit gets you, because you're if you're a strong archetypal energy, you know, sometimes you gotta get through that hard hit. But anyway, same thing for your Divine Masculine. He may have been hard-headed about knowing something could have been, hey, this, if I go all the way over there, it's something but a dark trek and a bunch of broken cups, you know. But he's definitely feeling that answered prayer and remembering abundance within you. He knows the way back home. He didn't go too far, even. My Divine Masculine actually messaged today. And hold on, let me just respond. Okay, so, yeah, I just didn't want it to go too far into before that would happen. Anyways, like, the Divine Masculine is leaving something that could have made him feel embarrassed. Whether it's he took that offer versus Divine Feminine because he didn't want to feel embarrassed, or because he didn't want to feel like he didn't want to let someone else down, I'm thinking, or also didn't want to look weird, or I don't even know what that could have been, but definitely didn't want to, he didn't feel happy within this situation. And sometimes you can't, Divine Feminine, stop someone from failing. And not that this was a failure, but also you can't do things before it's premature. So if we were to open this cocoon, it probably would die because it's just not ready. So this is also knowing something and staying within himself and his thoughts. Again, this was back to back, and growing on his own pace and feeling externally something happen. So the High Priest, meaning his intuition, is currently gaining the momentum to want to take that leap. Purification. Okay, guys. Alright, so we also have retreat into nature. So that need of being with something pure is what's on their mind, as well as praying for that abundance they felt with you. This is who they see you as. And that's pretty much their answered prayer. And I have some more. I have so many more cards. Alright, let me try and do this quickly, and we'll just get the messages as they come. Alright, I do want to, before I forget, is tell you guys about the rest about that vision. So they're going over that bridge, that Shrek-like dragon bridge, and I remember thinking, alright, so now he's dropping baggage. He's leaving these bags because he's realized that in order to get over safely, he's going to need to drop every single bag off. And he does that. And now then I see the vision of him seeing a tunnel. It's not a tunnel, but it's the bridge, and it's curving. Kind of like on YouTube they have tunnel exploration videos, and just bloggers that take their cameras in and show you spooky stuff. Well, when I've seen those, and that was around the time I met my twin, that I would be watching those things. But one second. Okay, Divine Masculine has been working himself a lot and is really tired. So that's just but also they're tired of a lot of things, not just physically. I'm getting, they really want to retreat into what naturally fits their nature, and something pure. So that's really making them feel like the Fool, which is a baby bird ready to fly out and give himself what he needs and not get it from anyone else. However, the answered prayer is you, the way they see you. Alright, so that's awesome. And back to the vision. Sorry. So alright, sorry for the interruption. that was my mom. She wanted to know if my son's stuff was in here. Okay, so we had really, yeah, okay, the vision. You have to have a good humor about this and patience, okay? Divine feminine, you have to be divine, right? So the vision was, so it's getting scary. This is a scary journey for them. Remember how scary it was for you when this first happened, and how emotional. And it's Pisces energy season, and my twin is Moon Pisces, so this is just probably super feels for them. That's probably why they made that split decision, like when they're dribbling the ball in the last second, like who do you throw it to? They threw it to the wrong person, and so they didn't feel something come back. Alright, and now they're kind of like, Divine Feminine's open. Now are you holding space that way? Are you feeling bitter? Are you feeling, what do you need to do to work out, to spin out, so you guys continue to spin together, you guys? Alright, and then we'll use this Isis deck for Divine Feminine afterwards if we still get to have time for that. Alright, let's continue. So we have cleaning house, yep. And this is adding up to, was it 7, 8, 9, 10? The completion number, really, they're trying to purify. And we have the purification card, remember. So they're trying to balance out their life. Take out, their karmic stuff is ending, guys. Believe it or not, see, healing has begun. The educational, the news that they needed to know. And perhaps they needed to go, and, you know, while they're dribbling, they needed to give it to the wrong person. Kind of like Solomon, would they tear that baby? Like, who's the one that really loves Divine Masculine the most? The one that led him to go be happy. But yeah, he picked the wrong person, because he's supposed to know with 3 + 5, 8, that spiritual maturity, who is the one that was real. And I keep saying he's talking to the birds in my readings, and that is, he's talking to enchantedness. He's listening to the signs. Oh, wow, remember I was just talking about dragon. The warrior 8 card, really facing those fears, those inner fears, those limiting beliefs, those old wants, you know, hoe behavior, or even all those other, whatever's easy behavior, like perhaps liking those type of people. Because remember, like, hoes will be nice, they'll be smiling, but they're not kind. They're not going to be kind to Divine Masculine. And if that's what he's dealing with, or if it's just work or his own self. Oh, that reminds me of the second and third part of the vision, was that it says your trust is everything, Divine Feminine. So as he's going on this rickety bridge and going through that tunnel, that turn that's glowing red on the other side of that stony curve, that turn they couldn't see from, it's scary, is that your trust is keeping him most balanced, next foot over, baby steps, but he's going to face the parts of him. And that's the last part that I forgot in the last reading about that vision, is that I heard he is his own worst enemy. It's just insane that we are our worst enemies. We are. And we play up things more scary than they are. Everything is an illusion that is not love. Alright, we have to understand and learn and accept that. And so they are seeing that too, that everything, they're going to battle with everything that is a lie, and that is ending. So they're getting on that horse. There's another card later in this reading that they're getting on this horse, catching up to that train, that midnight train that got to through the portal. And I saw like an Italian town, like a European little town where you take the train, and it's not too far. But we got on that train as Divine Feminine at night, and we woke up, like Saltwater Tarot said, through that midnight train to Georgia, waking up into this new love, new acceptance, new earth, you know, almost wow, and yeah, new truth, new level, new platform, new normal. And we've gotten here, and before we waited too long, I mean, like, we literally went into the concession stand to go get our coffee, our snacks, you know, and see what else other destination we're up to next time wise, and what other Divine Feminine are going to be getting here, arrivals and departures, all that. And they come on their horse. They're literally like galloping on their way. Okay, so just understand that they're starting to be that strong force that masculine. Remember I said they're divine masculine, so they're being that masculine essence to the karmics outside, because before they used to be like that to either you divine feminine or even their divine feminine aspects within themselves. Whew, and their inner children, just kind of neglecting that. Not anymore. No sir. Oh my gosh, how awesome. Embrace your emotions. Look at this. They're on that horse. The inner child got them on that horse just in time. Whether it looked late, they missed the bus, but look, they don't need the bus. They got their horse. their trusty white steed. Isn't that cool? It says, don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. So that's also like, it seems like the karmic said something. And of course, every karmic is bound to blow up in their face with wisdom. They're going to learn through it. But I think the karmic may have, my theory is that during this portal time on the 27th, their soulmates came undercover. They didn't tell divine masculine and abruptly changed their script, you know, changed their narrative, and the season within that karmic relationship and our divine masculine changed overnight or something. And it could have been also divine masculine just also felt insulted in a way, or they touched that one thing that they didn't realize that he's sensitive about, and he's just like, yeah, I made the wrong decision. That's enough of a sign. And so they could also have been playing their cards right with thinking the old divine masculine was going to be the one that showed up for them. But in reality, divine feminine, you really made them better. You know how they say that females, like when you have a boyfriend, you only prepping them up for the next one or making them better for the next one. Well, when he touched you, he had purity source, and now that kind of sprung in action. This is divine plan, and then when they go back to that karmic, which is probably why it happened, they're more pure, and it clashes. Personalities clash, and truths clash, beliefs clash. So it's more their nature now to be with you, or to want to run to you. And oh boy, the energies, oh my goodness. Alright, so let's continue. Yeah, it's feeling embarrassed. Something like not working, fighting, arguing, not wanting to fight anymore, or doing the good fight, the fight for the right princess, for their own heart even. Because divine masculine, I've always known that if they're not going to do it for divine feminine for some reason, or the want, or the need for them, carnally, they are men, remember? They do it for themselves, for their own creativity that with their twin they don't allow or able or feel comfortable expressing. And the Wheel of Fortune is an upswing. Of course, it goes up and down, but this is a positive seasonal change. It's changing the season. It's uncovering new things, and the wisdom, you know, they're not with the owl and also the moon. And it's a tangled web we weave, but this is the way it is. And another thing, thank you, Spirit, for reminding me, is I asked my angels before, this reading started on the first one, if they could help me and be love to everything, everyone. And I was thinking, is that what we should be to everything, everyone? And then I had a vision reminded me of how ever since I was a kid, sometimes every once in a while, I mean like a handful of times, not always, but I would pray for and send love to the devil. And just because I felt bad, you know, for him, like, I don't know, I just didn't even know if that would even do anything, and I always felt like it would hurt him, but I would send him it anyway, in case it would help him. Anyway, so God showed me that sometimes a lot of divine feminine are seeing their twin with like a mask, like a devil mask, and it takes a lot. Even that guy, you know, is needed for the grand scheme of things to work the way that it has been decided by above to work, like, you know, that big end show, the big shebang, all that, to realize ourselves, you know, the light, the truth, and the divine truth is that divine masculine is looking and sometimes perceived as asleep or bad, or just like the devil, you know, and not saying that he's good, but it's just an important thing to be love and just to understand the depth, to scan for your inner child's sake what's coming forth to you, what person, what an energy, what underlying emotion or intent is coming from that experience, everything, and to yang it out, to learn yin or yang, or whatever you want to call it, changing the narrative from I can't to I can, I want to, I am open to being, I deserve, I will, and all these things. Okay, so that's also, I'm getting spirit told me, it's because that's what divine masculine's finally feeling. All right, see, that new value is himself. Oh, and he saw that because you saw that in you. And he's going to tell you, I said some things, I didn't mean it. I wanted you to chase me. Some of those are going to say that. Like, I said it wouldn't, I didn't see it working out between us because I thought this or that, whatever reason, work, a lot of it. Remember, pressed between a rock and a hard place. And also, some of them could just be a little childish. They could be new. They could have been sheltered in their lives. And they could also just be, they could have been a little geeky or a little bit sheltered, even in their older lives themselves. Could have been gamers, could have been even cops, just stuff that they've lived in a bubble, and now in that bubble they've seen it work for other people, and that's the past. The foundation, that whole foundation is crumbling. The cool guy that used to get the girls because by making it seem like you don't like them, he doesn't like them, it's not working anymore. Alright, see, that's that old energy. And the devil, speaking of the devil, and in this card, his feet are on fire, and he's like a woolly ram looking thing, and it could be, oh, I don't like how that pentacle's upside down, but it could be, well, that is the devil card. It could be that he's also not feeling it anymore, like feeling that burning on the feet. Alright, so that's probably why it's coming forth. And it's what's burning him is those old desires, old karmic, old obsessions, even drinking and addictions and stuff like that. So being wise with his thoughts, understanding which thoughts are not leading him in the direction he needs to be. See, to receive this new love. Because that's what's prevalent in his mind, I believe. The answer to, wow, soulmates. That's what we're both thinking of. And see how I said we're one? We're claiming that energy. And it's so contrastic, is that a word? To the karmic, that they're totally seeing that. And this is both of us going within and really creating in our external what we want now, what we see true. See, because before he felt like he couldn't he couldn't make his his horse drink water. Because he felt defeated before. When he had you, he felt limited because he didn't want to get hurt. Yet what he went through again with the karmic literally hurt him. But it's not mourning. It's almost like when you rip a band-aid off, he's like, I knew that was going to hurt. And now on to the divine feminine. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's how it is. And it's out of this way. Everyone is kind of like in shock, it seems, so it might be slow. But don't be unable to receive divine feminine, and that's not just to your divine masculine. I know a lot of people will say you should say a lot to be sweet to your divine feminine, and you shouldn't. I always say also you should have your healthy boundaries. That's regarding you and your soul and your all that, and that's what he finds sexy about you also. But you can't be like a black widow and want to rip his head off or any guy's head off after him. If you decide to learn, if in your path it is to learn more through the energies. Just remember, don't do that because you think he's choosing karmic, because they're going through their own thing. He's on the train to trying to get on, like he's like stopping at every Euro city. Like, did the midnight train to Georgia stop here? No. Yeah. What about here? No. Yeah. Like he's just trying everywhere. Okay, these new thoughts. It's like striking like lightning. And in the last reading, believe it or not, I had lightning, thunderstorm, and rain playing in the background. So it's very interesting. Speaking of background, let me put some music on. Okay. Oh, and the music just got nice and smooth. I love Agalloch. If you guys like any melodic metal, the band called Agalloch, Agalloch. Whew, sorry guys, dyslexic over here. But yeah, Agalloch. I'll try and put the link below. Now this Son of Cups, I'm sorry. This is new. Again, like, this might be new to him. Like I was saying, he may be geeky, he may have been sheltered, he may just be going about this the wrong way entirely, but it's going right, because he may be like Bambi, like a deer with his wobbly legs coming up to you, but at least he's coming up to you. And if you remember, last spring, I was in a pony ranch in Oregon, and up in Wallowa County. It's a magical place, and actually there was a magical story I'll probably include in a different reading. But basically, okay, I'll tell you now. There's only a few cards left, right? I was watching this movie of a book I read a few years ago called The Shack, and anyway, to make a long story short, I had been watching the Hallmark movie about this book that came out really way later after the book came out, and I watched the ending, and it turned out at the very ending it showed where this was filmed, where this really happened, and it was in the county that I was visiting in Oregon. I'm from Southern California in the desert. What are the odds of that happening? It's miracles, guys. It's just, and the story is all about God, by the way. So if you look up The Shack. Alright, so anyway. Wow, okay, so they are having this new thought, this new energy to cut things out and have new thoughts for love, for this, maybe baby steps love, but they are cutting things out, cutting that wormy, snaky part out, seeing the snakes in their own grass, cutting them out, being very fair, being very stern, being very, objective and official. This is like, he don't mess around. He's being struck by the understanding, and he'll go out in the rain to get what he knows will work for him, what he needs to do. See, he knows who supports him. He knows who's on his side. And I'm sorry, but the karmic is naturally not going to be on that understanding, on that manifestation. It's not helping that manifestation. And so okay, I get it now. He's really wanting something for himself, and that is being himself. And karmic is not helping. So of course they're going to be leaving for this serenity. And you're the one that accepted them at their state of, I get it now too, that you accepted them, you fell in love with them, you made them divine masculine, or they already were, but you showed them, I see you, about that time. And that's probably why they couldn't, because you opened up their inner dark night of soul, going into that tiki room of that man's soul. And if you go to Disneyland in California, there's the tiki room. If you understand, let me know in the comment section. But that was my favorite growing up, favorite ride, if you will. But it's just very personal. It's very, that's where he is alone, doing that work alone. See, the hermit. All right, getting that understanding. Those candles are being lit by spirit, like in Hocus Pocus. The boy who lit the black flame candle, had to be a virgin, so you couldn't be there to do it for him, divine feminine, as much as you want. With all your knowledge and power, he has it too. So we're in that pulley system, that's orchestrated by divine, that's pulling that. And as he goes deep and as you go high, or opposites, it's all combining into truth, into knowledge and wisdom again. All right, and we have trust. So your trust is imperative, divine feminine, and you can also understand that you are your highest enemy too. You have to understand that you are love, and you are not fear. We don't come of fear. Everything that is not love is an illusion in this journey, especially. And if we can just remember that is our key, that is our rule, our guideline, our outline, our blueprint, then we can just stick with spirit, in this crazy world, in this crazy journey. It's your movie. Direct it the way you want it. Put the people in place, the people out that you don't want, and that's what divine masculine is doing. Being that king crow to other people, when usually he was like that. He felt the world be like that to him. That forced him to be probably this guy with a dark sense of humor and shady coping mechanisms. But he has the abilities, and they're there, and they're now being in alignment to exactly where they should be. See, this dark days are over now. Whoa! That's so cool. I'm so glad that we did this again. See, they're understanding through their own power, through their own intuitive prowess inside. Their spiritual poise is happening. They're understanding the cups, and now they're wishing for the right one, and that is being uncovered to them too. See, in their truth, in the room, that tiki room, that's where the stuff goes down. The birds sing. Remember I keep saying he's listening to the birds? Isn't that crazy cool? Again, picking that that thing he wants. And the moon is helping that. Eclipse energies also may have brought things in quickly, out quickly, in quickly, out, all that. But he's realizing through the dark how to make it through. He has a shining light, and that I believe is the North Star casted by divine, and that is you in the center of that feeling. That love, that feeling, that vibe is what's glowing around the corner, and it's not so scary when he turns and finds it. You just gotta make it through, and your trust is everything, Divine Feminine. Because he is learning, he's in thought, lots of thought, deep thought. Alright, the Wheel of Fortune, again, in a positive upswing. The season of this whole relationship is changing. It may have changed quick, but you gotta believe. And it could be flopping back and forth, but you know, you have to have trust, just like a Divine Feminine. You just always gotta be in this 0 point gratitude, rest and rejuvenate. Drink lots of water. Be like this to yourself, to those thoughts that float through that are not your own, that are totally just fear-based. Remember, scan what's coming through. Scan what's coming forth to you upon what is trying to come towards you, and not fear. Always just scan first, okay? And you are that. See, most of these things are coming up are just weak little things that are passing by. Rainbow is also a positive promise outcome. Alright, celebration, another confirmation of that. This is Divine Masculine calling you in. He wants something that you could really celebrate with. You could really have the good life with. And also the moon begging for his answers and for what he deserves, what he truly is. They want to be what they are meant to be, and not deceive the world anymore. Can you imagine that change of feeling like what you really want to just be unapologetically yourself now? That's awesome. And Divine Feminine, that's like what you showed him that you do. See, yet you're strong. You have one kept under you, but it's not like you get up in that battle and the drama. He's passing that drama, and the divine karmic, I'm sorry, not karmic, divine karmic, but like the karmic, whether it be divine or not, they are not like you. Alright, so it's kind of like having vanilla versus chocolate, and then when you get the vanilla, they're like, wait, I really wish I had gotten chocolate. That's how it always is, you know, for kids, and they are young too. They could be young at heart, Divine Masculine and Feminine, more than you, Divine Feminine. Alright, so Archangel are with them. That one is Archangel Gabriel with the 5th chakra. So, is that a throat chakra? That's interesting. Alright, so learning how to interpret their dreams and integrate that into their world, and really be honest with themselves of what they get their meanings from, and living that way. See, it seems like they're thinking of you, or we're both dreaming of each other and not telling each other. But look at that rose color. It's like romance is coming. I love that color. It's like adult dates. Like when you were 6, if you grew up with a parent that dated or something, like that type of a 1996 mom going on a date, like fancy. Ooh, I just love that. I love that energy. Alright, we also have moving forward, resilience, and face your fears. So here we go, Divine Masculine on that horse again, for real. And resilience, not really caring what other people think anymore. Just giving himself that unapologetic style of being his own self, his style, whatever that way is. And look, now that he's riding a bear. Moving forward though, getting ready for the positive changes. It says, get ready for the positive changes. That's awesome. I'm also going to try to remember another vision I had. One sec. Alright guys. Well, I couldn't really remember exactly the vision I just had, but maybe that's for a reason for our next reading. But it's up to you guys to yin and yang it out. Change the narrative of your life, you know. It's up to you to flip the script. That's what Divine Masculine seems to be currently doing. Be receptive. Of course, be love. I'm glad we got through that. Full reading. Give your relationship a chance. Again, Divine Feminine, don't be a mean Black Widow. And set your priorities, Divine Feminine. The more you focus on your creative ventures and focusing on giving yourself what you need, the more he will for himself. Oh, perfect. Okay, I remembered now the experience. It wasn't a vision, it was actually a thing I did with the karmic. So, believe it or not, but you can actually cut tie with the karmic situation lady, whatever, female, whoever that is. Um, so, I've experienced telepathy throughout my life, and a lot of, psychic predicting and stuff. But one thing I wasn't sure I could do, and I want to share with people, is knowing that you can, is that I basically, sorry, I almost got interrupted, was I asked the karmic if in any shape or form they would like to cut the tie between um, them, my divine masculine, and them and me, and know that you can do this regardless. If you want, if you, if they say yes or no. Now, in order to get a response back, is I would just start talking gibberish, just mumble out stuff, and also I could also talk in tongue, not really forced it ever, but it's happened, and when I wanted it to happen naturally. So I just kind of started opening my mouth, and I'm kind of not unfamiliar with that, and so you just let like word garbage just come out, and well, what you would be surprised at what I've gotten both from divine masculine different times, and this time from the karmic. So I said something like, would you like to cut that cord now? And then she said something like, that means I would never see him again. And I said yes. And the first thing I actually said, you can do that? Something like that. Like, that's possible? Or that can happen? That's, I think. And then I said, I can do that. We can do that. Yes, I can do that. So, she said yeah. And one second, divine masculine. Okay. Alright, so, another, I'm sorry, whoops. Okay. So once we, we agreed, and it was quick, it was just basically, yes, I can do that, and then, I spoke, I let her speak, and what I got this time was, come get him. Interesting, right? I think they also want, they might feel stuck too with them, and they might want what's coming to them and what's meant for them, their destiny. It's a beautiful time, guys, for everyone. So pray for that person too, because this is all just like in the devil analogy with when I was a kid, praying for him, or sending love. I'm sorry, is it's just very instrumental to the whole thing, and on top of trust, every player, every character is imperative. So that's very cool. Send love to that, and so of course I'm like, I'm coming. I'm gonna get him. I'm coming. And by the way we come to go get divine masculine is by focusing in on us, ourselves, and we'll use the Isis deck. Focusing in on what we need. What do you like? I like going to thrift stores and buying some stuff because I feel like it's such a score. I don't really buy things retail anymore. 10, look, completion. So that's how you're supposed to feel, divine feminine. Feel like you've already got it all. And kind of like a mother, and this is like a matriarchal world that we're heading to. Oh wow, look. Ooh, wow, this deck is cool. Look. And that we're heading into this energy too is we gotta be thankful. We gotta tame these lions. Naked, we have that power. And we're our Merkaba. Look that up. Merkaba. Merkaba. I want to make music about that. Maury, let's make music. And oh, I know what song I need to use for this too. Oh my gosh, by the way, the last reading, Maury Bitgood, check out his music, Maury Bitgood. Oh my goodness. Very good divinely guided music. This person, my friend, he uses his hands and his voice, and it's so well God goes through him. He allows that. That's just channeled music, guys, like when we did when we were kids. It's amazing quality as well. That I was listening to a song that I will post in the end and the beginning of this. But this song, while I was watching the embers fall of the frankincense and myrrh in this cool state, because they themselves were in this cool state, these things. It was a beautiful experience. I suggest everyone do that with that song too, and select your intention with that, right? Because you will have things uncovered to you during this song. Maury is working with God. I'm working with God. I wouldn't steer you guys wrong, all right? 6 of Cups, so someone's coming back, and it's proof. You've seen it here, literally, and you've seen my despair or my shockedness more, like melancholic tone. It was in the last reading. It was just not sad, it was somber. Yeah, perfect word. So anyway, they're coming back. I was expecting it, but I wasn't expecting it. You know what I mean? Like he literally said, "Hey Danny, how have you been?" And then what does it mean when a guy says that after telling you, I've just been thinking, I don't think it's gonna work out between us, yada yada. You deserve someone that actually appreciates you and has the time that I don't. Blah blah blah. So and maybe this will help you guys in sharing this information is sacred, but you guys are too. Is that I said thank you for telling me, and I said I still respect you, Josh. If you ever need a friend, I'm there. So we leave doors open. We respect ourselves, and we are mature in our sense of love. And then this comes back, and it's kind of rainy, and it looks like those sticks will never light. But look, it's a rainbow. It's positive affirmation, positive promise. Very cool, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And we have the Mother of Cups energy leaving with, imparting us with that. So something is coming, an offer is coming. Let's see what happens. I know Divine Feminine are going to be cautious. They're going to use their, you don't want to use too much of your reptilian ego, energy. And there are your Godhead energy, and there's reptilian energy, and there's all, like I said, scan even yourself and your actions and where are they coming from, because that's all around, and you don't want that too. You want to be aware of what energy is influencing you. All right, you want to be fluid. You want to not. There's no good, no bad. There is wrong, and that's why you should stick with spirit, and you'll know the way. Spirit wants to let you know, and your twin wants to let you know. We'll go first with Divine Masculine wants to let you know. Look for a sign. Alright, that sign will probably be him reaching out again. Alright, it's not personal. See, they're going to reach out, and like I said, following that bird, that rabbit, the white rabbit, and it wasn't personal, it wasn't ever. And you have to come through forth knowing that truth is it. It will never be personal, Divine Feminine. It's always learning and growth. And the only truth in this union is love. Love, 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 love. But really, love, the whole collective, love to everything. Even the bad guy, even the bad masks that Divine Masculine may wear. He is following his heart, and that is the most imperative energy here. I hope you guys are aware, and stay divine. Love you very much. Till next time. Bye.